this time.
Yeah, I think Spies beats most of the stuff here. Best chance would probably be Hansel, but even that isn't great.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
A shame I have no time.
Early gloire.
So yeah, we are jumping into Spies with his Consume. We see the Karen for engine denial, so the Empyrean forces can't keep killing Neckers. We also saw probably like a brick for Ismashthings, as he had to play out an assassin to kill a Necker. So there are already 3 Neckers played, so 1 on the board, 2 dead. And 2 copies are in deck. So 2 copies still have to be made with Necker Warriors. With a consumed chain of Ran Warrior into Necker Warrior. Yeah, the Chiron play and the low tempo assassin play just puts a Tagmeisen up or ahead 40 points, so 30 points. So quite a substantial amount, with Ismashthings not having Scalon for tempo anymore, only Calvit to find another gold, and he would have to play, maybe 2 or even 3 cards to keep up, so he goes ahead and passes. So at least that is good for Tagmeisen, as he can set up some more consumes in this round now, and then pass when there are too many engines out. So that should be a good chance for him. This matchup also has Bruise in hand, always one of the most important cards for a later round consume. Actually interesting decision now, as there are no Neckers on the board more, of course. And we might even have to see a resurrection with Brewer's Ritual to get more Necker Warrior procs on them. Otherwise we could also see Slizzard into Necker, but that's that gets the Necker count in the deck already dangerously close to 0, which you don't want at an early stage like this, of course. Yeah, so all counterplay from Tagmeisen is now gone, as he played Chiron already, so all the engines for Ismashthings will stay on the board and can only be interrupted through passing. So yeah, okay. We see the Brewer's Ritual into 2 Necker Resurrections, and then probably Slizzards into Necker Warriors. And Ismashthings will just play his Enforcer from hand probably to get them killed as soon as possible, to thin out the Neckers for super low points from the deck. Okay. Not really a big fan of that play. Like, he wants to stay ahead in points, but I think it's more important to get the damage engines out as soon as possible to kill the Neckers, because now they're already at 5 points, and with another consume they will be at 6. Well, this one will be at 4, so there's one last chance if he finds Vikavaro Medic into 2 emissaries, or emissary into Enforcer to kill 1 Necker, but other than that, we will see them growing quite fast now, with only one more Neckar warrior having to be played, and then probably a Raka's Queen to get them to high points as soon as possible.
Egreto dum anime est, spes est.
Your humble servant.
Okay, so Ismashthings only finds one emissary into Imperial Brigade. So of course, it's the brigade go early, but this Neckar will survive for now and will get another boost from this consume, from this lizard. So there's one more chance for him to, well, there's always a chance with more damage getting on the board for him to kill it, but every kill he doesn't get early will just be more points for Teigmeissen. Okay, we see 6 Neckars now in deck, ranging from 8 to 4, so not that many boosts on them. And yes, he won't have an opportunity to kill the Neckar again, as he only finds 2 rod tosses probably with Emissary. Oh no, never mind, he played Emissary into Caucasus. Of course he has 2 triggers, which will make him kill the Neckar. And we see the second Grand Warrior from Teigmeissen. Not really the rod tossers are not really a big issue for him, as he can just consume them. Although consuming the rod tosser or the cow carcass only leaves the warrior at 7, so it can be killed off by the assassin, so might have been smarter to consume the Neckar warrior instead and only consume the cow carcass in the next round with Forktail, as the cow carcass always stays on the board for 2 turns. So I think just getting as many consumes out as possible right now is probably the best option to boost the Neckars as much as possible. I think there's one more. Yeah, he could get another Ran Warrior out, which will be 2 consumes instantly. Yeah, he elects to do so and also protects him from getting killed with 15 points. The assassin only does 10 points. So yeah, no, decent setup. Also only 1 or 2 engines on the board for Ismashthings for now. But of course the brigades don't need to be early on the board, as the spies are gonna stay on the board for a long time. So yeah, finally we see Araka's Queen boosting all the Neckars in the deck by 3 points. And now there is probably not that much value anymore in killing the Neckars, as you're just getting playing out negative points, because there will always be one coming back. Yeah, still 5 Neckars in the deck, 16 to 12 points, so very respectable right now. And Ismashthings might have to be slightly worried about being too rounded. He can play a Sire for 15 points, putting back Roach, but he can't put back Glynis as it's still on the board. And he still has to thin out a couple more bronzes from this deck. And the Enforcer, the third Enforcer won't get much more value. And this brigade also getting already 6 points less than this one, as there are a lot of spies already consumed by Teigmeissen. But with every... Well, Ismashthings has 4 engines now on the board, so every spy will give him another 8 points. So even though Teigmeissen can now consume a lot of Neckars for a lot of points, Ismashthings can also play his cards for a great amount of points. We see Fogtail into 2 Knackers, getting out two of the taller ones. And also next round, Van Warrior will consume another Knacker if Ismashthings doesn't block that with another Spy. There are also no resets, so the Van Warrior growing to 30 or 40 points, the Fogtail with 30 points isn't that big of a deal.
Your humble
And yeah,
servant.
blocking this Van Warrior is just a short term points, as there are still... Actually, no, there are not any more consumes in hand. No, there's only Ozril, but there are no Necker consumes more in hand. So there can't be... no consume can be created with Monster's Nest. So this could be a decent pass, as Forcer played for low tempo, but he will play out Ozril first, as he still has to do that anyway, and he will get more triggers from the Van Warriors. Also, there will be another opportunity for a free consume here in 2 turns. And yeah, maybe he's hoping for some bad cards from Ismashthings, who are also still has to play 2 Rod Tossers, which are not that great in this matchup. What do we have here in the graveyard? Okay, we only have 4 points, so yeah, not the greatest options with Monster's Nest here right now. Maybe we will see Barbegazi into a Necker to get 1 more Necker out of the deck for like a 26 points plus Barbegazi, which will will be an additional 6 carryover. It will put him up quite a few points. Yeah. Place the Monster Nest for the Barbegazi. It's even 7 because it boosts by 1. It's the Necker and gets 23 point Necker out. So
I forgive you.
31 points in total with this boost here, and actually another 2 boosts, so 33 points.
I shall flog them into submission.
And very nice for Ismashthings, he ends up finding Rainfarn with Calvit. Also gets Roach out, he put back with a Sire and plays Rod Tosser. Yeah, this Rod Tosser will probably help him win this round, as it will kill the Van Warrior for 19 points, and yeah, we will see a top deck for both players, but Barbegazi on the board for Tyke Meissen and Lady of the Lake is already played. And yeah, we see the best top deck for Tyke Meissen here. Royal Decree into Phoenix, into Slizzard, into Van Warrior, into Necker. So yeah, just casual 30 plus points and only a 14 point Rod Tosser. Oh no, not even. A 10 point Rod Tosser. And yeah. Pretty easy win with the top deck here. There were a lot of 20 plus point options for Tyke Meissen here. So he ends up taking this match. Yeah, I think very nice tempo from him in round 1. Forcing Ismashthings to pass early, and then he had all the control he wanted, and he could control the game a bit more, get all his Knackers out. They didn't get killed too early. Or like not copy all his Knackers without them getting killed early. And Ismashthings just being a bit slow on finding all his engines, and thus couldn't create that many points that quickly. And of course, having to play Lady of the Lake there in round 2 also finished the deal, as there's no great top deck there anymore for Ismashthings.